Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to episode 2 of the 218's Nerd Dynamite tier list. I am Nerd Dynamite. I'm here joined with 218's.
I hate you both.
And as you guys can see, this is episode 2, so we're on to the 2 cost cards. S tiers for the top 5, A, B, C, all the way down to 218's. What's that word you like to say?
Trash.
Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe to us both. We're on the road to 5K. Agent Venom, what we doing?
Okay. Hey, listen, we starting off. Yeah,
Nothing
there's no
needs to be
discussion.
explained.
Yeah, he's going to get nerfed in a month or two
Right.
of this video. I can almost guarantee it. But he is a very powerful card.
And 218's is right. Let's continue on to, you know what? I don't want to hate on Angel, but we can hate on Angel. Right?
Okay.
So she fell off.
Put her at a. Yeah, she did.
She did. It's very sad, you guys. It's very unfortunate. I mean, we could do B for now, right? It's kind of hard to, feel this out when you're first getting started, but she might get moved down to C, right? I mean, she got nerfed. That whole archetype got nerfed, so it's just kind of hard to justify putting her high, as well as the fact that even if you didn't run Kitty Hope, you could do some cool stuff with Spider-Man, Vision, Jeff, that type of thing. But now you just have your Kingpin decks. You have move decks that got way stronger. Let me not take up too much time so that we're not here for an hour. Let's move on to armor.
Armor is A. I hate destroy decks, and any counter to destroy decks is good in my book. So she goes at an A.
Yep, got you. She might even be top 5 at the end of it as well. But I mean, we can keep it going. Baron Mido. Not more though, mid. Oh, you guys.
Trash.
Yes. Black Swan, what you thinking, nerd?
I'll put her at a B for now. I wouldn't hate an A.
I wouldn't
because she really enables the Agent Venom bounce stuff and flood decks.
Got you. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I like that for her right now. Bucky Barnes, Barry Bonds, the Winter Soldier.
He has fallen off.
Oh man.
So far, put him at a D. You don't see him in any destroy decks.
I'm sorry, Bucky. Same thing for Sabretooth. Is like, they just keep releasing better destroy cards. So it's just like, sorry, my guy. Right.
Cable. No. Way down.
Cable way down?
Cable is a C or a D. People overvalue Cable. No, be quiet right now. This is my channel. Cable, people have convinced themselves is a good card. Cable thins your opponent's deck. I can't tell you the amount of times I've played against Mill and they take cards that I don't need, that I don't care about. Of course, it works sometimes. I'm not here to say it never works. But the amount of times it's helped me is so much more than the amount of times it's hurt me that I have no respect for Cable. I have no respect for Mill, and you're just trash players.
It's Nerd Dynamite channel. We gonna leave him in C. I had him in A, but hey, man. Hey, Cloak.
I put him at a C right now.
Yeah. Carnage.
Even though I just said I hate destroy, you gotta put him at an A at minimum.
And he's
just super important.
Yeah. Right. So, Mrs. Colleen Wing.
Put her at a B for now.
Right.
Because she does with Scorn.
Yeah.
As well now. So there are some uses for her.
Colossus, strong man. He can't be weakened. He can't be moved.
It can be a D though.
A Dagger. I'm a fan of Dagger though.
We put her at an A. I'm a fan of her as well.
Right. Yeah. Obviously, you have your all your move, Madam Web type stuff, but you also have, and we might as well speak on her right now. Ravonna? Where are you? You have your Ravonna with Dagger. I'm gonna put Ravonna in top 5. By the way, can we?
Do it.
Can we? All right. Let's skip past that. You also have your Ravonna Dagger, Sage Goblin type stuff, which is very good, right? With Ghost Spider on that deck, and you could put in a lot of work with that as well. A lot of people don't expect that, and it's very good. Use it, guys.
Yep.
Daredevil, what you feeling? How you feeling, nerd?
Hey, now listen. This is not controversial. People don't understand how important Daredevil is. When I was first starting Marvel Snap, Daredevil was in almost all of my decks. Like I was not good at recognizing when to snap and retreat and getting one-sided turn five information where now I can snap and my opponent has no clue why I'm snapping because I can see their turn and I know I have the counter to it. And so I can get those cubes, or I can stay in and just know exactly where my goblins are going to go or whatever I need to do.
Right.
Now with Storm being at 4 cost on turn five, do I even need to play in Storm's lane or can I just skip it because they're not going to play there?
Mm.
All Daredevil just gives you so much one-sided information. He's so valuable. If you have trouble winning, find a spot for him. He should be your 12th card in almost every deck because he will help you.
He will. Not to mention, I mean, for all the reasons you just brought up, but I just also want to say, I feel like he enables a lot of bad cards.
That is,
Right? Professor X, every Guardians card, although all of them aren't bad, but I mean, Groot, Drax,
yeah,
what else?
Gamora,
Gamora,
Rocket.
right? So, I mean, Kang, you know. Right, let's keep it going though, man. Dazzler, Razzle Dazzle.
Dazzler never finds a spot in my deck, but that doesn't mean she's bad. I do recognize she's good, especially in these flood decks. And if an opponent is kind of sleeping on her getting that +4, then you can really surprise them and get extra power in the lane that you've already filled.
Right.
So I think she's pretty good with her utility or her uses in the deck she's in. So I put her at A.
Yeah, I like A as well. Now, Doctor Strange. I mean, you got the move stuff. That I mean, that's his
Put him at a
ability.
C.
That is his
Put him at a
ability.
C. I was never a fan of Doctor Strange. I understand he can be good,
Right.
but I just personally haven't been a fan.
Yeah. I mean, he did get a little bit better with Madam Web, right? Being able to move Vulture multiple
Correct.
times, or Human Torch. But I mean, when Killmonger and Shang are like the top, it's hard,
That's right.
right?
Yep.
So Falcon,
A. Bounce is so
yeah,
strong right
exactly,
now. And when Agent Venom gets nerfed, we may see some of these cards fall like Falcon. But right now, yeah, Falcon's strong.
for sure. Now we got our girl Domino. Oh, oh,
Trash.
Domino. We apologize, man. You got you. Look, it's not our fault. All right, Forge.
Forge has been power crept so hard. When you have Agony that gives +2 now to your card. Now, I guess Forge still works for Brood. I don't know how Agony works with Brood.
It doesn't.
I put him at a C at the highest. But if you put him at a D, I wouldn't be mad.
I'll give him a C.
Okay.
Because, I mean, Forge, Brood, Absorbing, or Forge into Ghost Spider or something like that. I'm not Ghost Spider. What's his name? Scarlet Spider. I mean,
Okay.
you could still do, I mean, Forge into, Sebastian, right? So it's just never, again, it's just never the
That's
number
right.
one choice in whatever you're trying to boost. Goose. I don't like Goose at all, if I could be honest.
What?
I don't. I mean,
Why?
I don't know if there's deck based matchmaking in the game, but whenever I'm fighting against a goose, I already have War Machine on me. So it's just like what is this little cat doing here, right?
Okay. Goose is somewhat dependent on the meta. During like flood type metas, even with War Machine out there, sure, his effectiveness goes down. Even against Destroy, he can be not great because they have a lot of low cost cards that they can get in that lane. Death can get discounted enough. So I think it's very meta dependent. So that's fair enough. I'd put him at a C
All
just
right,
because of that. If you're going against big card decks, something like a Scar deck,
right.
then it can come into use, even though they might be able to fit it, slide a Scar into that location later. It can be effective against those type of decks, but yeah, it depends on the meta.
We got you right there, Goose Hazmat. Look.
We run out of spot in that S tier.
I'm gonna put her in A.
Okay.
Ha- because I mean, she's not always paired with Luke Cage, but she's always paired with Luke Cage. The best 5 cost card in the game is Hazmat and Luke Cage.
He's lying. Don't ask me how I know, I just know.
I think she's too dependent on Luke Cage. She's dependent on Ajax. which does make her strong. Like I'm not discounting that.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you got your Wong. I mean, but again, you still need
Yes.
Luke Cage, so there's
Yep.
that. Havok.
Put him in D. He's not awful. He does have his uses in certain decks. There are these turn three cost decks where you play Havoc on turn three and you have a bunch of three cost cards in your hand
Hmm.
or lower, and so you can still play out. You can still play out power to other lanes. So he has some very niche uses,
Right.
Mister Negative, but overall, yeah, he's not a great card.
Hmm. Hulkbuster. Agony Senior.
B.
I'm with you.
Okay.
Jeffrey. Oh yeah.
No brainer.
Oh yeah.
Jeff is one of the best two cost cards. He's been that way since his release. So yeah,
Invisible Woman. This card is tricky, man. I don't see again. I don't see it really ever. I don't think it's bad.
she took a hit when Eliath
Got changed
got
back
introduced
to
into the
yeah.
game. Yes.
And they
Yeah.
nerfed him, and then she was okay for a little bit, and then you can do a lot of weird ongoing stuff with her. She's not Cosmo, but you can hide your Patriot and Mystique behind her in order to like avoid Enchantress and like Rogue and that type of thing. You can also hide your Ebony Maw back there. Obviously, I don't know why I never see people put Living Tribunal in the onslaught behind Invisible Woman, but they don't, and you can do that.
We're gonna see. She
See,
has her uses. I think she's better than maybe her play rate would suggest.
right?
But yeah, Eliath in my mind will always hold her back.
Yeah,
You'll get burned if your opponent has Eliath for cubes.
yeah, for sure. Now, Grandmaster Flash.
And do I like Grandmaster? He is a pet card of mine. There's no way he's an A. I'll put him at a C.
Really?
You might be able to. Oh, you like him? Huh? Say less. Put him at a B.
I put him here. I put him here.
Okay.
Mrs. Bishop, Hawkeye Kate Bishop.
So this is one of the season passes I actually passed up by choice.
Really?
I was not a believer in Kate Bishop Hawkeye. I get that she has uses in a number of different decks, but I am less a fan of the randomness, even if it might be good, unless it is something that rises to a Nico level. And a lot of people are gonna say, nerd, it rises to the level of a
I
Nico.
do. I will be one of those people, man.
Okay.
Now,
But I just am not a believer. And I played against her plenty.
I'm gonna put her here. I honestly think she's top 5, but this is the Nerd Dynamite channel, so we do have to I have to slow down a little bit. Lizard. Um, I'm putting him like C again. Like he's not very played very often. Luke Cage will always negate his ability. Enchantress works well with him, and that's like tech that you could use against your opponent. 2/5. I mean, that's one of the strongest out of the 2 cost cards. Like
It is, but I think
as
he's
far
kind
as
of in
like,
power crept.
yeah, exactly.
Because if you have 1/5 cards
Right,
that really aren't going to drop in power, then that's better in more
right,
decks. Lizard to me is always more of a priority card. Like if
exactly.
I
Yeah,
need to get priority, I need to play him early so I can, get my Alliance down or whatever,
right, right.
get my combos down without getting disrupted.
So yeah, I mean, I like him there. Like him there.
Okay.
Craven.
I'm not a believer in Craven. I
You
put
know
him at a
what?
C. To me, he's like Kingpin. Like you really need Scream for that deck.
You know what it is? It's that they nerfed move to where your card has to be revealed. That's the
I
problem.
agree.
That's
I
the
agree.
problem because Craven, he used to be higher, but since they changed that, it's harder
Yep.
to work with. Loki, this is like the 6th iteration of Loki. They nerfed him 40 times. That
Loki
said,
is a Loki is a good card. I put him at a B. Now he's very matchup dependent, and as somebody that plays Loki, you might not know on turn two what your opponent's deck is. Me personally, I play a lot of combo decks. Loki stinks when you play against me. because he's going to get this random piece and that random
Right.
piece. So he's awful into those matchups, but he is good, especially depending on the meta. If there's a lot of big cards against combo decks, he's worse. But overall, I think he's good just because he provides that reduction. You pair him with Quinjet and just takes off. So
Got it. Also, Arjun, we didn't even talk about that dude, but you
try to
know,
ignore him.
turn one Loki. Congratulations, you won the game. Anyways, Madam Web. It's
Put her
hard.
at a C, I guess. I like her.
It's tough. I would actually put her above Craven. You know, she was very strong when she first came out, and then Scream came out, and she said, "Be quiet." Right? She is.
Hey,
Yeah. I mean, she's the reason why like the Kingpin stuff is meta. You know, so
yep. I never didn't get this card myself. I recognize how strong it is. I kind of hate playing against her,
yeah.
even if I do win those games.
Right. Right. Master mode.
I mean, this is a
Trash.
card for
Trash.
people.
I don't think it's that bad. I don't think it's that bad
It isn't.
because you know what? I would honestly put it like in C. I hate, bro, because I fight against. Obviously, you know the Ronin is on the way, but I fought this a few people who like use Master Mode, Black Widow, Misery, and
Yes.
then I can't do anything the whole game.
Right.
and then
Yes.
they hit me with Ronin on turn 5. I couldn't pull Shang or anything.
I think he's worse than people think he is, than the people that use him think he is, but he can be effective.
Yeah,
So C is fine.
yeah, that's not bad. Maximus,
I'll put him at a C too. That drawback, the power is fantastic.
right,
The drawback is pretty bad. Giving your opponent 2 draws if you're playing him before turn 6 is
right,
just, it can be backbreaking for you, and you don't really know it because they've seen now most of their deck. So I'm good with them at a C.
yeah, and yeah, I mean, what Sarah control decks put him on the last turn,
That's right.
you know,
He can be strong.
but that's about it. Medusa,
Medusa, I put her at a C too. I think this is a starter card. They buffed her from her original iteration. I think gave her another +1
yeah,
uh, of points. She's good in certain on reveal decks. She's good in priority decks. If you play a Wong and then an Odin on top of that lane, that's even more points
exactly,
later that people aren't expecting. So she has her uses.
for sure. And you got like Cerebro 5, which is not good anymore, but
True.
she can still be used in that, right? Mirage.
Mirage is a good card that people don't play, including myself.
how you
Where do
gonna
you put her?
how you gonna say that? I got Mirage down here, man.
Okay, do it.
I got Mirage down there. Ah, it's time to hate on my boy Angel, man. There's never a reason to use Angel. Like there's just I tried to convince myself that I can put him in a Phoenix Force deck, but you shouldn't.
I agree.
I also tried to convince myself you could put him in like I was telling you about the Killmonger Nova stuff. But I mean that's just taking away, an
Yep.
important slot.
A spot from a good card.
Right. Oh, Mr. Sinister. This dude also works with Forge, but we forgot about him, so clearly he must not be that good.
Put him at a D.
Yeah. Yeah, he's
I know
not it.
people can use him, and I know he's has some use,
Yeah.
but he's there are better cards that you can add to your
I
deck.
only like him in Patriot. Morbius.
Gotta be an A, potentially a S tier. That might be a worthy discussion. He's so important in that archetype with discard. You every single discard deck, off
Has
meta or
yeah,
not, has Morbius.
exactly. Okoye.
D.
I'm sorry, Okoye. You know we love you though, but you're bad. Multiple man.
Oh man, multiple man is a soft spot in my heart because of these Phoenix Force decks. I would have him personally at an A. You definitely have to put no. The lowest you can put him is a B. Get this C nonsense out of here.
What?
He works with Hulkbuster. He works with Agony. He works with what's that other one cost card?
We talk
Oranja.
about one deck. We're talking about one deck.
Uh, I'm sorry, multiple man. Drag him down. Drag him down. Oh, you got me.
Right. And I mean, hey, Scream is here now. So
Move on. Move on.
Mysterio, that's a good card right here.
It has, because of Agent Venom, because of Bast really taking off, and Mysterio had uses before
Yeah.
that with a card
Patriot.
people don't really play anymore. Patriot, yes, but Sasquatch
Oh
is
yeah,
another good card to pair with him. Mockingbird. Mysterio has really grown with all of these cards that have come out around him, so he's a good card now.
for sure. Mojo Jojo,
The only deck I can think of is the Jean Grey decks, but those aren't
not
great.
good. All right.
Yeah.
Pixie, I don't like Pixie either, man. I'll be honest. She's not
Man,
trash.
I like Pixie because I like Mr. Negative as well, but put her at D for me
Yeah, I
personally.
mean,
You have to pair with Mobius, and then it's a two-card combo that you have to draw into early, like Mr. Negative.
right.
But it's just, for me, it's just less fun.
Yeah. Quake, man, why are so many bad cards in two? Quake.
Did you hear this guy? Quake is an A
Man,
card. Quake is an A card that nobody
no, it's
plays. Be
not, bro.
quiet right now. This is my channel. Quake is a stealer of cubes. Being able to flip locations is backbreaking, especially if you have Nexus on the board, especially if you have Bar with no name on the board. She is a fantastic. She's 2 cost, so you can fit her in alongside a 4 cost on turn 6 or a bunch of other cards on the last turn. She is a card that people need to be playing more of, just like Daredevil. Where do we have Daredevil? In A, exactly. I'm right. And you're wrong. Where would you have her? Good God. Listen. Forget I even asked you. Put her at B. That's fine. We'll
All right, man.
compromise.
All right.
But yeah, next.
Psylocke, A. Well, I don't know why
A.
it's. Oh yeah. Oh
For what?
yeah. For first of all, for every 4 cost card, every 4 cost card,
How many decks do you recite Psylocke in?
you run her Mr. Negative. That's a
Mr.
that's
Negative, yeah.
a staple.
I agree.
Lockjaw, Storm, the new Storm, War Machine,
Oh,
Wong.
oh. Okay. A?
That's
Over.
yeah,
Who do we have in the B tier?
yeah.
She's not better than Black Swan. Or maybe that means we need to move up Black Swan. You say Psylocke is better than Loki?
I think Loki. Oh, you know, why you gotta ask me that? Man, look, man. I think. All right, I'll put her here. How about that?
Okay.
How about that? Scarlet Witch. C.
Done.
It's just too random, right? Like, you
Yep.
know. And I really wish they would have buffed like Scarlet Witch and Rhino instead of nerfing Storm, but that's neither here nor there. Scorpion.
He might belong in A. Scorpion is such a good card.
It is.
Just forget if you're running Affliction or not. Just Scorpion's a decent card on its own. Now you add in the Hazmat and the Wong nonsense
Right.
and Ajax and A Bomb in High Evo. He just becomes that much better. So it's an annoying card to play with.
Yeah, for
Cassandra
sure.
Nova.
I
Yeah.
really like it. I mean, you know, it again, it kind of really fits in that specific affliction, but
Yep.
I mean, that's just very good. Shadow King has come a long way. A or B. I'm not
B.
mad at it. B.
Yeah, as low as it can go.
Low B.
I, I am not a big fan of Shadow King. Whenever I've tried to use him in my decks, I just can't fit him in on the last turn, which is where you want to play him,
Right.
and where he will reduce my opponent's lane enough so I can actually flip that lane.
Mm.
Like that's the thing with him. If you have some of these cards with base power, like, and it doesn't work against ongoing cards, so it's kind of niche where you're using them. And I know it can be effective when used,
Right.
but I would much rather have Quake in my deck than Shadow King.
I wouldn't, but I wouldn't. But that's all right, man. We don't all have to think the same way about things. Mister Robot.
Wherever you, I mean, not B. He's somewhere in C,
Yeah,
maybe D.
I just throw him right there.
Okay.
Silk.
That's another, that might be a D card at this point. I remember it used to be running a lot of decks, but not anymore.
I can see her being used in a storm deck
Hmm,
because once you lock that lane down, they can't move
correct.
her out of that lane. But I mean, it's and she's strong. It's just like why are you moving all over the place,
There you go.
right? Star Lord. Yeah, a lot of these are like
No, Star Lord's a D. I can't stand Star Lord. Don't make me guess the location. A 2/6. I would much rather play Medusa for a two
yeah.
five, knowing it's a guaranteed two
I
five.
much rather play Rocket than Star Lord.
Sure, that too.
That's just me. Shocker. Ooh,
Okay, so this is the high Evo version.
ooh.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's where he belongs. I mean, I get he can reduce your card, but boy, you have to hope that on that left side is an actual card you want
Exactly.
reduced.
Exactly. Thena.
A card I do not have that probably, yeah, definitely belongs in A, and it might be an S tier
It might
card.
be, yeah. Even after the nerf.
That's right.
Swarm. That's big Swarm right there. I'm putting him in B. Solid
Okay.
B. Solid B. The Collector. I like him in.
Yeah, low A, high B.
Right.
Yeah, right there. That's about right.
Toxin.
Hoxton is fantastic. I put him at an A, above Falcon. He's probably the best card that they released during the Symbiote season. And yeah, he only fits in bounce, but he really took bounce to another
Right.
level.
You know what? I actually got cooked by this Devil Dinosaur deck with Toxic. Like they had like Cosmo and Devil Dinosaur like in one lane, and then they played like Agent 13 and like Maria
Oh, it's a
Hill,
key buff, correct.
and then they like Toxin, and then like the Toxin got buffed. So I mean, you can actually, I mean, Devil Dinosaur isn't that great, but that's another option
Use
that a lot of
case.
people don't haven't even really tried out, right?
Interesting. See, that's why 218s is just a fun channel. You can
See,
actually learn something.
right? You can, White Widow. She got nerfed as soon as I got her, man. No, I think she's all right though. I put her in
I put
B.
her in the B tier.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
put
I
her in
agree.
B. She used to be up here, but they
Yeah.
said that's enough,
Yeah.
right?
You compare with armor still, but otherwise it's more just control of
Yeah,
where your opponent's going to play.
right. Agent, I like him a lot.
Boy, I don't have him. I hate playing against them. I hate it to death. So yeah,
Agent
I
is,
put him in A.
I mean, Agent Venom,
Yep.
because you're only using like ones and twos on that deck anyway. So right. I mean, and of course you can put him with your Ajax, Man Thing type of thing,
There you go.
or an ongoing deck, right? With Luke Cage, of course. Valentina.
There you go.
Wolver-
Randomness is not good.
yeah. Now Wolverine, he's A for sure. I don't know if he's S, but he's A. He might be S.
What?
He might be. What you mean?
No. I was thinking more closer to C and maybe a
Huh?
B.
How?
Wolverine? Okay, I'll let you have this one. You can put him at A, but
Wolverine? Wo-
I'm not a big fan of Wolverine.
Wolverine?
I only need one card bouncing all over the place, and that's X-23. I don't need two of those suckers.
I'm about to say something crazy. Wolverine is better than Carnage. No, but listen.
No, I'm done
Li-
listening to you.
all right, man. But I honestly,
Leave it at A. Leave it
all
at
right,
A.
all right. He'll be in the last. He'll be at the end of
Okay.
A. Now we got two guys to put up here though.
I think Thena is a no-brainer, honestly.
Okay,
Yeah.
Dagger's probably not going to the top.
Okay, so Morbius is a key part of discard.
Yeah,
Carnage is a key part of destroy. Armor is more of a tech card
right.
/ protection card. Kate Bishop Haka has utility. U.S. Agent is more of a tech card. You have Mysterio Hazmat, and then Toxin. My mind goes to either Toxin, Morbius, or Carnage. So
Hmm.
drag Toxin, I would drag Toxin up to the front of the line or near the
Front
front of the
A,
line.
right.
Yeah. And so it's the discussion is between those three for me.
Hmm. Now, I just want to let you know one thing a little bit off topic: discard, destroy, discard, and destroy. But I mean, you know.
Nobody's read a Wolverine that discard that.
Right. Um. And you say you don't like Kate Bishop because I was leaning towards Kate Bishop, honestly, or Armor. That's
I
who
would
I
be
would.
fine with Kate Bishop. I wouldn't hate that. I do recognize Kate Bishop has utilities with those one cost arrows that you can just weave into any turn.
Right. The thing I'm thinking about Armor, like Shang is like always a top 5 usage card,
Correct.
and this will always save you. It will
That's
always
right.
stop a destroy deck, which for some reason never gets nerfed.
Okay.
And it not only protects every single one cost card from Killmonger.
That's true.
Uh, I like Armor. What
Okay.
you thinking?
Okay. Listen, this is why 218s is special. I told him to pick out of those three cards, and he picked a different card. so, so I listen. I can't hate on Arbor either, especially after your explanation. Like, yeah, it protects, and it also is a tech card,
Right.
and it will always be valuable, always, because you're right. Destroy will always be here. Shang-Chi will always be here, maybe?
Yeah,
Question
he
mark.
will. He will.
Okay, so yeah, I think I'm good with this top five.
All right, Nerd, you want to close us out? This is your channel, this is your video. So
Okay, so how do I usually close these things out? Thank you for making it to the end of the video. Thank you to all the members of my channel. I appreciate all of you. Thank you to 218s, or as I would say his name if I met him in game, 218s. so, so please subscribe to his channel.
please
He's
do
a
that.
fun watch, and he's better than the haters give him credit for. And I'm actually am a viewer of his channel regularly. Until next time.